So 1 in 4 adults experiences a mental health disorder in a given year. Depression is one such disorder, and it may not be obvious to others or even to the individual who is suffering despite such a high rate, but the suffering is real. Picture this: you're persistently beyond sad. You're not sleeping right. You're not eating right. Nothing's fun anymore. You can't concentrate. You have no energy. You feel hopeless, and you might not even want to live. Fortunately, the people that come to our crisis center have just the tiniest glimmer of hope that just maybe things will get better, and they can get better. And hope and help is just as real as the condition that people suffer from.
So nearly 50% of university employees suffering from depression have other health utilizations, being behavioral health utilization, and these include both inpatient hospitalizations and outpatient psychologist or psychiatrist visits. As you can see through this graph here, it also involves the employees' spouses and dependents utilizing this.
We found was Virginia Tech. Theirs is called the Hokie Wellness. This is their website. You can see it's very easy. It's very easy to get to from their main website. You can easily get back to it. Has a bunch of different topics here on all kinds of different things: emotional, financial, social, recreation. And each one of these topics, they have a drop-down menu. In the drop-down menu are links to different articles, different activities that are going on campus. You can see it's real easy to the eye. So this is something that we would want to model our Panther Wellness website after.
As far as our long-term, goals, we want to decrease the rates and severity of depression. That's our #1 goal that we want to try and do that with. And obviously the ways that we try and check that as far as being able to hold our program accountable is to hopefully decrease the hospitalizations related to depression, decrease the overall uses of prescription drugs, and improve outpatient to inpatient ratio, moving those patients or our faculty and staff members from high risk to low to moderate risk.
These numbers are very staggering, if we didn't know. The United States spends $193 billion every year on tobacco. That is from $97 billion in loss in productivity and $96 billion in healthcare. So if we can cut down these rates, starting at our teens and even younger, then it will continue to grow, and it will become less and less every year. From secondhand smoke, you see there's $10 billion that the United States spend on tobacco. That's from healthcare, mortality, and morbidity.
Within 50 feet of building primary entrances, and primary entrances should be defined as a common public access points of the building and is not intended for emergency exit doors and service entrances. However, the portions of loading docks which are under the covered building should be defined as inside the building, so snapping is not allowed in this place.
First, we have to create the zones for this program to work. We really want to break the University of Pittsburgh into different zones and to slowly develop in long term to make the campus 100% smoke-free. To regulate these zones, we want to create a smoke-free team. That is both students and faculty. These students and faculty will help not only regulate, but to also educate other students and incoming students about the new policy and how we want this policy to work. With the smoke-free team, secondly, we want to raise awareness. We can do signs, we can do educational seminars on campus, we can create other student organizations, and especially social media.
Is actually right here, and it houses the freshman dorms as well as the William Penn or Pitt Union. These other zones are potential zones for the future, and we discussed that the zone should be about 6 months in length. That way, the trans-theoretical model, if someone wants to quit smoking, it takes them 6 months to claim that they are a non-smoker. So with 8 different zones, it will take 4 years for this program to be successful. Now going back to the forest.
So we got intermediate goals. What do we need to do? We need to expand that zone. That's how this is going to get done. So we got to do the second, third, fourth, whatever the team decides upon. And we're going to do that by driving the policy. So how we measure the first zone is how we're going to measure the rest of them. But also we're going to take that into consideration with the continuity of the smoke-free team, because they're going to learn what worked and what didn't work. So by learning what did work and what didn't work, we can improve or we can take things out. It's up to them.
About some current statistics. In 2010, roughly 13,400 kids were diagnosed with pediatric cancer. And as that number is decreasing, what that number does not look at is the amount of people actually affected by cancer. Now, when you think, what's the difference between diagnosed and affected? Affected, you think of parents, siblings, schoolmates, the community. There's this huge group of people that are affected from one child being diagnosed with cancer. And that is why it is so important to focus on that whole community. So,
okay, before this, everyone please follow me to imagine a scene. You have been diagnosed with a terrible, terrible disease. You have to stay in the hospital and go through a series of treatment every day. You feel nauseous and have no appetite to eat everything. Your taste changes, which makes your favorite food taste like nothing. Also, it's really hard to concentrate yourself and you always feel upset. So, have a feeling of what I mean. And what if all of this happened on a kid? They are shy and nervous and making things even worse. So what we are trying to do is to create an app.
So, what's our overall cost? Everything has a cost associated with it. Many things in technology, it's a generation and startup costs. For us, we're looking at about $4,500. Okay, and this includes launching onto the server, uploading all of our pictures, modules, and the biggest thing is the maintenance. From there, we have our components, our health and wellness and community building. So bridging that gap between our social media app into our independent modules. So we're looking at about $1,400 for that. Coming down, looking at launching the actual onto the social media venue, okay, onto the servers itself, is around $1,800. So in retrospect, $7,700 seems like this initial high price, but once you break it down, it's actually not too bad.
Focus. So like I said, we think this focus on health and wellness is really important. So we want to have a wide range of services that are available, both physical and mental, and we want to increase the awareness that these types of services actually exist. We really believe in the importance of maintaining an overall healthy lifestyle, and we want to facilitate students access to the resources that they need in order to be able to do so. And we really want our overall focus to remain on student success and overall quality of life.
Before I go into that, I'm going to talk about what other schools offer. So as you can see, we have Penn, Maryland, Florida, Wisconsin, and Harvard. All of them already offer acupuncture. Pitt is really trying to push acupuncture to become into our student health center. They really believe that it is beneficial. Later on I'll talk about it and show you a meta-analysis that actually has been proven that acupuncture actually helps. All of these universities offer massage, or not all of them except Florida offer massage. There's meditation, nutrition. So this is kind of what we did as a background, just to see what other schools are already offering, to see what Pitt might be behind it or what we already offer as well.
So this is all part of increasing the awareness for students and faculty and families. And so specifically for students, we want to include with our social media campaign, a print campaign as well with flyers, posters, and newspaper ads around campus. As well as starting a health and wellness club. And we think that these people could help to run our Facebook group as well as our Twitter account. And then small health fairs, particularly during midterms and finals, where students would get like just a little taste of what they have to offer, mini massages or like small acupuncture sessions so that you can keep them coming back.
So as you can see on our Gantt chart, there's a time frame of when and how long each of the sections should be done throughout the school year of next semester. So we projected like with the guerrilla marketing of flyers, postcards, all that should be done like the first 3 months, just so we could get everyone involved and let them know, see that. And then about midway through the semester, start using social media for that. So with the creation of a wellness club to help further promote information of CAM services as well. And then with the beginning of the new school year, everything with the flyers, social media should be rolling the ball and everything. And with the Health and Wellness Club and all the interactive websites should be going as well.
Most of us have probably seen blood donation at least advertised around campus. A lot of us have likely even donated ourselves. So we see this statistic, 1 whole blood donation can save up to 3 lives, and it only takes an hour to do. And a lot of times they even come to you to get the blood. So it takes travel completely out of the equation. One of the questions that often seems like it often goes unasked is, what happens to this blood once it's donated? Where does it go? It can go to kind of trauma cases in emergency rooms. It goes to cancer patients. They need the plasma during chemotherapy. Patients with liver disease or severe infection. And this is only a limited list. You know, it's used in a number of medical situations.
What I want to talk about is who's donating and how we can increase those donors. On average, the top 20 donor groups account for about 20% of the total units collected at the Central Blood Bank. Right here is the list of the top 10. So UPMC is number 1. They provide a lot of blood because they in turn need blood for their patients. Without enough blood, they wouldn't be able to conduct surgeries. Pittsburgh Pirates, Pittsburgh Steelers, they provide not only blood but incentives, so game day tickets to help increase donor rates at blood drives. The only 2 high schools on this list are Hampton at 13th and Seneca Valley at 19th. In the future, we'd like to see more high schools on this list.
And 6th graders, what we've kind of decided or designed is this 4-module program. Each module is independent, but ideally they work together to meet the short-term goals of increasing awareness, knowledge, and improving donor rates. The 4 modules, and I'll describe each one. We have a blood education seminar, an interactive workshop, a visit to the central blood banks, like a field trip for the kids, and then a blood donation event.
Next would be the impact evaluation, which all ties back to the Central Blood Bank's goals as well as our goals. It'd be to increase the number or the awareness of blood donation to our youth in our communities. We want to show the overall impact of how one blood donation could impact 40 different area hospitals as well as all their patients in there. And then we also overall want to inspire our youth to become accountable and committed to donating blood and making a difference in our communities. If we're able to do